Learn English through Stories B25 PDF. Adapted and modified by Kulwant Singh Sandhu. Contents 1. The Little Prince. Chapters 9 to 12. 2 sentences 6. 3. Picture dictionary. Chapter 9. A glass. I soon have more information about the flower. On the Little Prince's planet, the flowers are always very simple. They are small and they don't talk. They grow in the grass in the morning and they are gone in the evening. But it all changes one day. There is a different seed. It comes from someplace that nobody knows. Soon a new flower starts to grow. First, she is very small. The Little Prince watches her very carefully. The flower isn't like other flowers on his planet. The flower can be a new type of baobab. But she is not a baobab. She is really a flower. Soon she starts to prepare for the opening. The preparation for this moment is long. The flower doesn't want to show her colors fast. Then one morning, exactly at sunrise, the flower shows her colors. And after all her preparation for this moment, she says, I am sorry, give me some time. I need some time to be perfect. But the Little Prince can't hide his feelings. Oh, how beautiful you are. Yes, I am beautiful. Look at me, the flower says. And I am born at the same moment as the sun. I think that it is time for breakfast, she says. Can you bring me some water? The Little Prince is surprised. The situation is new for him. But he brings water to the flower. The flower starts to play with the Little Prince. Her play isn't always nice. One day, for example, when she speaks about her 4 thorns, she says to the Little Prince, I am ready for tigers, they can come. There are no tigers on my planet, says the Little Prince, and tigers don't eat grass. I am not a grass, the flower says. I am not scared of tigers, but I am scared of wind. Do you have something which can protect me from wind? It is not good when a flower is scared of wind, says the Little Prince, and he thinks, this flower is very complicated. At night I want to be under glass. It is very cold here, where you live. The cold is not comfortable. I come from a place where... But she stops at this moment. Flowers grow from seeds. They don't know about other worlds. The flower feels stupid now. She knows that the Little Prince sees that she can lie to him. She quickly coughs 2 or 3 times. She wants to show the Little Prince that she is cold and that he doesn't care about her well. The glass, I can look for the glass, but you still talk to me, says the Little Prince. Then the flower starts to cough a little more. She wants to show him how bad he is. The Little Prince has a lot of love in his heart, but he can't believe the flower. For the Little Prince, it is important how somebody speaks to him. And the flower doesn't speak to him well. Chapter 10. Volcanoes. It isn't good to listen to the flower, the Little Prince tells me one day. Never listen to flowers. You have to only look at them and smell them. My flower makes my planet beautiful. She smells so good. But I don't know how to like her. The story about the tigers makes me so angry. But it isn't good to take it so seriously. It is good to love the flower because she is so beautiful and she smells so good. He then continues, when we are young, we don't know many things. The flower makes my planet beautiful. It isn't correct to leave her. Now I know it. I believe that when the Little Prince leaves his planet, wild birds help him. On the morning of his departure, he prepares everything. He cleans his active volcanoes. There are 2 active volcanoes on his planet. They are very good when he needs to cook his breakfast in the morning. He also has one volcano which isn't active. But, he says, you never know. So he cleans this volcano too. If the volcanoes are correctly clean, there are no eruptions. Of course, on Earth people are very small. They can't clean volcanoes. And because people don't clean them, the volcanoes can be a big problem. Before his departure, the little prince also pulls the last little baobabs. He thinks that this is his last day on his planet. He doesn't plan to come back. He gives water to his flower. Then he brings the glass. At that moment, he wants to cry. Goodbye, he says to the flower. But she doesn't answer him. Goodbye, he says again. The flower coughs. But it is not because she is ill. I am sometimes stupid, the flower says. I am sorry. The little prince is surprised that the flower is sorry. He doesn't understand why the flower is nice to him. Of course, I love you, the flower tells him. Maybe you don't feel that I love you. It is not your mistake. It is my mistake. It is not important now. But you are sometimes stupid too. Try to be happy. Don't put the glass on me. I don't need it. But the wind is not a problem. The night air is good for me. I am a flower. But the animals, I have to be stronger than 2 or 3 caterpillars if I want to see the butterflies. I think that they are very beautiful. If there are no butterflies here, who can visit me when you are so far? And I am not scared of big animals. I have my thorns. And she shows all of her 4 thorns to the little prince. Then she says, don't stand here. You want to leave, so go. She says it because she doesn't want to show her tears. She is a very proud flower. Chapter 11. King. The little prince is close to the asteroids 325, 326, 327, 328, 329, and 330. So he visits these asteroids first. He wants to be busy. He wants to learn something. There is a king on the first planet. The king has nice clothes. He is sitting on a big chair. Ah, here is a visitor, the king says, when he sees the little prince. And the little prince thinks, how can he know who I am? He doesn't know me. Come closer to me, I want to see you better, says the king. He is very proud that he is a king for somebody now. The little prince looks around. He needs a place where he can sit down. But the king's clothes are on the whole planet. So the little prince is standing. And because he is tired, he yawns. It is not good to yawn before a king, the king tells him. You can't do it, I can't stop it, says the little prince. My journey is very long, and I am tired. Then you have to yawn, says the king. People usually don't yawn before me. It is very interesting. Yawn again. The little prince wants to yawn for the king, but he can't do it now. He says, I am sorry, I can't yawn when you tell me to do it, says the little prince. The king is not happy because people must do what the king says. But because he is a very good man, what he wants is reasonable. Can I sit down? The little prince asks. I order you to sit down, the king says. And he pulls a piece of his clothes so that there is some space where the little prince can sit down. The little prince is thinking about one thing. The planet is very small. The king doesn't control much. Can I ask you a question? Says the little prince. I order you to ask me a question, the king says. What do you control? I control everything, says the king. Everything? The king looks at his planet. Then he looks at the other planets and all the stars. "Are you the king of all?" asks the little prince. "I am the king of all," says the king. He doesn't control only his planet. He is the king of all the universe. "And do the stars do what you want?" "Of course," says the king. "They do it fast. They do exactly what I want." Chapter 12. Mouse. The king's power is very interesting for the little prince. With such power, the little prince can watch many sunsets every day, not only 44, but 72 or 100 or 200 on the same day. And he can still sit in one place. At that moment he remembers his little planet, and he feels a little sad. He asks the king for something. "I want to see a sunset. Please, can you order the sun to go down? If I order a general to fly from one flower to another, like a butterfly, or to write a book, or to change into a seabird, and if the general doesn't do it, is it his mistake?" asks the king. "Your mistake," says the little prince. "Exactly. We must ask what others can do," the king continues. "The control has to be reasonable. If you order your people to jump into the sea, they can start a revolution. I can control because my control is reasonable. And my sunset," says the little prince, who never forgets a question when he asks it. "You can have your sunset, I can order it, but I have my rules, we must wait. You can have your sunset when the conditions are right." The little prince doesn't want to wait. "When are the conditions right for my sunset?" the little prince asks. "Wait," says the king, then he takes a big calendar. "This evening at 7:40, and you can see that everything is as I order." The little prince yawns. He is sad that the conditions are not right for his sunset. Then this planet starts to be boring for him. "I have nothing to do here," he says to the king. "I want to continue on my journey." "Don't go," says the king. He is happy because finally he is a king for somebody. "Don't go, you can be my minister." "Minister of what?" "Minister of justice." "But there is nobody here who I can judge." "You never know," says the king. "Maybe there is somebody here who we don't see, but I can see all your planet," says the little prince. He looks at the planet again. There is nobody else on the planet. "You can judge you," says the king. "It is very difficult." "It is more difficult than to judge other people. If you can do it, it is because you are really a clever man. But if I want to judge me, I don't have to be here," says the little prince. "I can do it in other places too." "I believe," says the king, "that somewhere on my planet there is a mouse. I hear the mouse at night." "You can judge the mouse. You can send the mouse to prison." "I don't want to send the mouse to prison. Now I think that I can leave." "No," says the king. The little prince is ready for his departure. But he doesn't want to make the old king sad. So he says, "If you want to control me, you can give me a reasonable order. For example, you can tell me to leave now. I think that the conditions are right." The king says nothing. The little prince waits for a moment. Then he doesn't want to wait longer. And he starts to leave. "You are my ambassador," the king shouts. Adults are very strange, the little prince thinks when he continues on his journey. 2 sentences 6. Simple sentences. A clause is a group of words that contains one subject and one verb. A sentence that consists of one clause is called a simple sentence. Here are some examples. The subjects are printed in bold, and the verbs are printed in color. The girls are playing football. Sandy found a good hiding place. I am eating my breakfast. Teju is wearing his new shoes today. Will you help me? The sky was very cloudy. I can hear the birds. Everyone was happy. Is it raining again? He gave the job to her. Her car is stuck in traffic jam. The army works for the entire country. Free picture dictionary page.